Hi everybody, welcome or welcome back. If you've been here before and you're a glutton for punishment, hey, welcome back. I'm Jimmy and this is First Gen Mini Rescue. Right here we have two first generation minis, R52 convertible, supercharged version. I don't want to get into the minis naming thing, but the R50 is the regular mini hardtop without a supercharger, normally aspirated. That's a R50. Why didn't they make the supercharged version of that an R51? Then they could have came out with the R52 convertible and then R53 convertible with a supercharger. Well, whatever give me four numbers. But as it is, the R52 is either convertible or either supercharged or not, but they're still R52. Whereas we know R53s are supercharged and the R50s are not. So anyway, that's me, that's Minnie, end of the rant. Anyway, I'm gonna read the fortune and tell you what's going on today. The fortune for today says, every good friend was once a stranger. Every good friend was once a stranger. Think about that. You had to meet for the first time somewhere, and somehow, whatever it was you had in common, whatever the clique was, you became friends, and I guess now you're good friends. But once you used to be a stranger. So you just never know who your friends are gonna be in life. And so when you meet people, you never know if they're gonna be the people that you align with. So treat people with kindness, and maybe you'll be the friend that these strangers need. Anyway, we meet people all the time, and even though they start out as strangers, they quickly become longtime family members, feel like family members, chosen family, as we say. Anyway, today, this R53 here, well, first, before that, I think my last video, I mentioned these half car covers that I have for the R52 and this one. I got them on Amazon, they were cheap. There's no way to lock them, so I would not, really do them out in public, but here in my yard and my neighborhood, I don't think anybody would steal them. They were less than $40. Anyway, so I like it. It is, it's lined, so there's a white small line under here, so it's soft under the car, and it's waterproof or water resistant, I would say. So, but it keeps all the junk out of the sunroof tracks because we park outside. Anyway, today this car, at one point it wasn't roadworthy because the iPod connection didn't work. That's been sorted. iPod works. Car is good to go. I can drive to Florida. However, I might be hot. The AC is not blowing as cold as I want it to blow cold. It's probably either low or needs a refresher, or there may be a leak. I really don't know. That's not in my wheelhouse. I don't have the right toolage, tools. I don't have the right licenses to buy refrigerant and all of that. And when I contacted, let's just say my dealer, they wanted almost $200 just to check the system. Just to check the system, $200. That's, okay. To fix it, maybe. But to check it, no. So there's a local person who does mobile AC work. He's not mobile, like he doesn't come to your home or your office. He has a van, and he goes to this one particular parking lot that I guess, I don't know if they rent him the space or whatever, but he's there every day from like 10 to 4 or 10 to 5, something like that, every day, or Monday through Friday. I'm not sure about the weekends. I can ask him. I'm not gonna mention his name or business just yet because I will ask him first. I saw him yesterday when I was passing through driving the convertible, which the AC works fine in that. But I knew this car needed to be checked. The gray car was done at the dealership when they had a deal. They had a special. And so I had that air conditioned serviced on the gray original. So this is the only one that's left besides the orange car, which is gonna have to get the whole system inspected. So without any further ado, I'm gonna go drive over there, get him to check, because he does the checks for like $20 to $25, I think, just to check it. And then you pay, I guess, extra for any refrigerant he needs to add or take away or whatever, however, he'll discuss all of that with you before you say, yeah, fix it or don't fix it or whatever. So I'm gonna go over there. I think that's a cardinal, but woo, that's a loud bird. Anyway, I'm gonna go over there and we'll talk to him. I do have, I'm gonna tell him that I do have a YouTube channel, and I have, a business card that you can get, the QC code and all of that to get to the channel. So I'm gonna tell him about that and tell him I'll mention it on my channel if he's okay with that. And then I'll put the information down in the description. But he's in the city of Richmond. So let's go over there. Okay, I'm at the Mr. Cool Mobile Automotive Air Conditioning Service. There's his phone number, 804-216-0246. And his address where he is 5110 Midlothian Turnpike, and that's in Richmond, Virginia. And his automotive AC check is only 20 bucks. So he'll hook up his machine and check it. And for me, my Freon compressor was bad. Everything else was good. My compressor, my fan, the whole works. So really what he needs to do is he's gonna evacuate my entire system and then refill it with Freon. Now, depending on what your issue is as to what the charges are, I'm not gonna state my charges, but I did wanna mention, he said it was okay to mention him on the, and you get this printout thingy too, so. But anyway, I did say I was gonna mention it because this is where I'm going and this is what I'm doing. So right now he's evacuating this car next to me and doing their system, and then I guess I'll be next. So there we go. Okay, I'm back home. That didn't take long at all. What we did was he evacuated the system. He drew a vacuum on it. Kind of put a little snippet in there of him doing that, or at least the machine doing its thing. And I had no leaks or no detectable leaks. So as evacuated, then he put the right amount of Freon back into the system. Of course, he had checked the compressor and the fans. So the fans come on when the AC is turned on. After he got everything done, we ran it for like 5 minutes. It was nice and ice cold in there. So now I think she's road trip ready because the iPod works and there's AC, even though I didn't mind putting the windows down and the sunroof open. But now it's road trip ready. So you may not have to always go to your dealership for those type of services. That's a service that I can't do or I don't do. One, I don't have the machinery. Two, I don't have the necessary licenses to get the refrigerant and dispose of the refrigerant, the used refrigerant. So it's just better for me to pay a professional to do the job. I got the receipt. He said if there's any issues at all, come back and he'll make it right. So very, very nice person. I can see going there just to talk to him, even when I don't have work to do. He's that personable of a person. So yeah, I guess I have maybe a new friend. Like I think was that today's? What did it say? Yeah, every good friend wants a stranger. So I think he could become a good friend. So anyway, that's funny. Anyway, so that was it. Like I said, it probably took maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes or so. But a lot of that we were talking, and he was working on 2 vehicles as well as mine. So he had enough machinery and enough tanks and all that stuff, and the little valves with the hoses and gauges and all that. He had enough to do 2, 3 cars at the same time. So like I said, he's in Richmond. I put the address, and I'll put an address in the comments down here too. I'll figure out how to pin the comments. That's something I gotta work on. But it should be the top pinned comment, the information where he can be found in the city of Richmond. Or it's a good, independent, if you don't want to pay dealer prices. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'm gonna go out and, I gotta wash this car a little bit, or at least wash the bird mess off of the bottom of this mirror. And because they got me before I put the covers back on. Anyway, so that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Come back and see us again the next time. We'll be doing something else interesting with the minis. And until then, have fun with your mini.